Hi guys, Lily here. Finally, I managed to finish this video. First off, I want to apologize for my sudden hiatus for reasons some of you might already know from my community post. My delivery that was originally scheduled for March 13th had to be moved up by 2 weeks. I was in the middle of making the new Divergent Universe guide when the contraction suddenly hit. After being rushed to the hospital, the doctor said the baby had to come out immediately. Otherwise, things could get dangerous. But don't worry, everything turned out fine. The delivery's going well, and my baby boy was born healthy. We named him Ushio, a Japanese name that means tide or current. These past 2 weeks while recovering, I've been so hooked on this new realm called parenthood. Before the delivery, I read tons of parenting books, hoping to be well prepared. But once the baby was actually here, almost none of that knowledge really translated into practice. As a gamer, I like to approach things the way I would when learning boss fight mechanics. Since a newborn only knows how to cry to express emotions, I had to figure out his crying patterns and analyze his habits to find the best countermeasures to optimize my sleep time. One wrong move, and he won't stop crying. And if that happens, especially at night, I won't get enough sleep, which is bad for both my health and my breast milk production. It took me about 3 days to fully understand his cues. Having a baby is so much fun. I feel an emotion I've never felt before. I've always said I get super attached to the characters I main in RPGs, like Alestra in Dragon Nest, who become my internet identity to this day, Atalanti Alter in FGO, and Ketching in Genshin Impact. They all felt so special to me, like I genuinely cared about them. It turns out that those don't even come close to how I feel about my baby. This level of attachment is on an entirely different scale. Words can't even describe it. Every little thing he does, from his tiny yawns to the way he grips my finger, just melts my heart. It's overwhelming in the best way possible. With that being said though, I still need to get back to content creation. I can't just disappear, not when I just signed another contract with Hoyoverse to review version 3.1 characters, and our sponsor for this video, LD Shop. In this day and age where gacha games are trying to take over our wallets and the temptation to spend money on a PNG waifu has become more and more irresistible, we need the best deal we could possibly find if we don't want to end up eating grass for the rest of the month. Instead of purchasing the premium currency at full price from the in-game shop, why not try a third-party one, like LD Shop? Brought to you by LD Player, the emulator that used to sponsor my videos back in my FGO days, LD Shop offers discounted top-ups for Honkai Star Rail starting from 11% off, letting you get more jades for your money. The transactions are 100% secure, as they do not require account credentials. You can top up just by filling in the server and the game UID only, then wait for your purchase to be delivered within 5 minutes. Use my link in the description to register and get a general 10% off coupon and a special 5% off coupon, which can save up to $50. Special offers for you dolphins, spending over $80 a month will grant you a VIP membership, which comes with several benefits such as a free monthly pass and exclusive weekly and monthly coupons. I guess a Divergent Universe guide video is too late now, right? I'm sure you all have finished yours. Heck, even I've maxed out mine. So I'll turn it into a review video instead. I literally just started my journey in version 3.1, guys. Look, my story quest hasn't even begun yet. The update dropped on Wednesday as usual. I finished Divergent Universe within a day and started working on the guide video Thursday night. Friday morning, I had to go to the hospital. So yeah, I barely had any time to play this version, but let's get started. Honestly, I find this new Divergent Universe rather disappointing. The way they hyped it up in the special program made it seem like a huge deal. I expected a fresh experience, but in reality, it felt almost identical to the previous one. Sure, the day and night cycle mechanic is new, but I barely noticed its impact on gameplay. Most of the time, I just played as usual without paying attention to it. As long as I picked the right cards for my team, I had no trouble clearing even the hardest stages. If anything, the changes in card effects were much more noticeable. Since I still use my Super Break team, I immediately noticed that all break damage-related effects were moved from destruction cards to harmony cards. The same goes for remembrance cards, which are now focused on summons-related effects, probably to complement the new playable remembrance path, which is fair. This game mode could be a lot better if the cycle mechanic actually mattered. For example, make the daytime super rewarding DPS window while the nighttime extremely punishing. That way, players would have to switch between attack and defense modes depending on the cycle. With the current gameplay length, this might get annoying though, so another adjustment needs to be made, which is simplifying the map. In my opinion, the current DU map is too long. Even during a normal run, I put all battles on auto except for the final boss fight. If they cut the length in half and put more emphasis on puzzle solving instead, just like the special simulated universe, I think that would make it way more fun. Overall, I'd give this Divergent Universe a 5 out of 10 for its lack of substantial change in experience. Speaking of puzzle solving, this version actually brings us a really fun, puzzle-based boss battles. We've been complaining a lot about Memory of Chaos lately, but Hoyoverse really cooked with this new Apocalyptic Shadow. When I say turn-based RPGs should focus more on puzzle-oriented battles, rather than artificial difficulty like HP inflation, this is exactly what I mean. Sure, you could argue that the enemy's HP might still be too high, but mechanics-wise, the AS version of Aventurine and these TV robots are proper bosses in my book. We need to go through non-DPS check mechanics before we can deal substantial damage to them. This kind of boss fight allows a wide variety of team comp and builds to be used when the HP is scaled fairly, as players won't get pressured too much with DPS threshold. Since the Ember buff this time is a heal type, I even got to experiment with a sustainless team, something I rarely do in Memory of Chaos. Hoyoverse really need to make more boss fights like this. I mean, this proves they're actually capable of creating proper battles. It's incomprehensible why they chose HP inflation lately. As for my personal score this rotation, I'm already satisfied with my Fei Xiao run, but my Jingliu run needs improvements. I really want to hit 3,500 score with Jingliu, but this team just isn't cutting it. I'll try swapping out some characters and see if I can make it happen. Overall, this Apocalyptic Shadow gets a solid 9.5 out of 10 from me. Now, I'm saving the story quest for last because that's what I'm most excited about in Amphorius. Hopefully, I can finish it before the version 3.2 special program so I can share my thoughts and theories about the future plot. Some people have tried to soft spoil me, saying Phanon is pulling a Shiro or something, which somewhat lines up with my theory that Amphorius is a parallel to Nassiverse. But I need to see it for myself. So if you leave a comment on this video, please keep it spoiler-free. See you next time.